Hello everyone. On today's exciting journey, we will be flying from Houston, Texas, all the way down to the Paris of South America, Buenos Aires, Argentina. We will be flying on United Airlines and on board their highest level of service of class available on this international route, United's Polaris Business Class. We will start off today's trip by taking a look at United's most exclusive lounge in Houston, the Polaris Business Class Lounge. Only passengers with an international business class ticket are allowed here. Next, we'll see what it's like to board priority as a Polaris business class passenger. It's a big plane. On board of the flight, we'll do a deep dive of the Polaris business class seat and its amenities. And on our flight, we'll go over every detail of the Polaris flight experience, including all the delicious food. Once we land, we'll go through Argentinian customs and take a look at the Buenos Aires airport. And finally, we'll step into the tango capital itself, Buenos Aires, Argentina, where we'll explore the energy of the city from what there is to do, see, and experience. Today's trip to South America will take us about 9 hours and 50 minutes. We will be on board United's Boeing 777-200ER. This plane will have Polaris Business Class, Premium Plus, Economy Plus, and Economy. Lucky for us today, we are flying on the highest level of service available on this flight, and the highest level of service that United offers internationally, Polaris Business Class. And we will be sitting right here, seat 11A. Now let's get this show on the road. They say everything is bigger in Texas, and the Houston airport is no exception. United offers spacious check-in areas for its passengers here in Terminal E. The airport itself is going through a multi-billion-dollar terminal redevelopment program, which is why things are looking pretty new. The TSA check-in area is especially spacious and one of the larger ones that I've seen. Lines today for TSA are pretty manageable, with only about 10 minutes or so of wait time. Security was a breeze, and now it's time to check out United's Polaris Business Class Lounge. The United Polaris Business Class Lounge is the most exclusive network of lounges in United's system. The only way in is with a long-haul international business class ticket in Polaris, or a long-haul business/first class ticket on a Star Alliance partner. That's the only way in. You can't buy a day pass, you can't buy a membership. The highest levels of airline tier status can't get you in, and there is no type of credit card that will get you access. The only way into this lounge is with a long-haul international business class ticket. And the upgraded perks of the lounge reflect this. Amenities such as a premium buffet, restaurant-style dining with a waiter, showers, and quiet rooms to take calls, all of which are offered at no extra cost. The outside of the lounge is branded with the United Polaris logo, but it's nicer inside, so let's go check it out. The lobby has a check-in area, verifying the eligibility of passengers by asking them to show their boarding pass. The actual lounge, however, is on the 4th floor, which is just one elevator ride away. Upon exit of the elevator, we are greeted with comfortable chairs and lounge areas. There is the lounge area with waitstaff. You can see windows cover the lounge, and while the lounge is busy, it doesn't feel crowded. There is ample walking room to walk around. Further down is the entrance room for the showers. More on that in a bit. The lounge also offers a bar. Open bar, of course. In the back, we have the premium buffet. On today's menu, we have lemon herb egg noodles, autumn squash, burgundy braised chicken, yellow curry coconut shrimp, roasted cauliflower with smoked Gouda, wild mushroom biscuit, all hot, fresh, and ready to be served. There is also a well-stocked salad bar. To start it off, I went for the chicken and noodles. Next, I also tried out the roasted cauliflower, which was delicious. Let's take a look at another perk of the Polaris Lounge, the shower. The showers are in the lounge in the back. There was a bit of a wait, so I gave them my name. And after some lounging around in the lounge, I got a text message letting me know the shower was ready. The shower room is pretty nice. United takes the time to clean the shower to make it look spotless. At the sink we have lotions, tissues, and paper towels. The shower looks roomy and a relaxing place to shower. It comes with shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. To our left, we have a stand with towels. There is also a bin with amenities. Let's take a look at what's inside. We have slippers, a large and small towel, a shower loofah, a shower cap, deodorant, Q-tips and cotton swabs, The strength and temperature of the shower was smooth to control. Now, this is the part of the video where I turn off the camera because, it's not that kind of video. Feeling refreshed and relaxed, it was time to leave the lounge. One elevator ride later, and a goodbye to the Polaris Lounge sign. We were back in the terminal, en route to gate D6. The Houston airport has this wide open, airy feel as you walk through the terminal. The terminals are designed with long sight lines, so everything feels open and it's easy to navigate. Directional signs are well placed, making it simple to navigate to your gate. Given the airport's size, there's a Skyway train that connects Houston's terminals together. On the walk over, there was a group in Argentinian colors, speaking Spanish, heading in the same direction I was going. Gee, I wonder where they could be going. Alright, we made it to gate D1. We need to get to gate D6. So by Houston Airport standards, we have another 3 miles to go. Only kidding. At the end of the terminal, there are long lines of people waiting to board the plane. Because we are flying in United's Polaris business class, we get access to boarding group 1. Boarding group 1 usually moves pretty quick as it's filled with business class passengers and frequent travelers. Before boarding, there's a facial recognition and passport check. The good news is that I brought both. The facial recognition software takes a photo of you and automatically knows who you are. Now here comes one of my favorite parts, walking the jet bridge to board. At the end of the jet bridge is a friendly United Airlines flight attendant. He checks our seat and points us directly to where we need to go. What a nice sky. The Polaris cabin is up in front of the plane, which makes boarding and disembarking much easier. And here we are, seat 11A. This seat is looking nice. It is an odd numbered Polaris seat, which means the seat is not aisle facing and has a bit more privacy. There is a lit up seat number at the entrance of the seat and a small desk area at the entrance to place items. At our seat we have a variety of amenities and goodies, and a resting Polaris menu on top. To our left we also have United's brand new limited edition amenity kit. I love the coloring of the amenity kit. We'll do a deeper dive of all the amenities on the seat and what's inside the amenity kit in a bit. Let's take a deeper look at the seat. The seat also offers private bin room space. No need to fight for suitcase space here. Below the 11A label is a do not disturb indicator that can be turned on with the buttons next to the seat. The seat offers privacy from those behind you and those in front of you. Throughout the flight, I honestly didn't notice those in front of me or behind me. Let's sit down and take a deep look at the seat from there. In front of us is a nice large in-flight entertainment screen. It's pretty bright and colorful. Below the screen is a storage slot. Below that is an expandable tray table and a footrest below. To our slight right, we have a clothes hanger. On our right, we have reading materials and safety cards. Above that, we have a desk area with a remote control for the screen, an electrical outlet, and a headphone jack. We also have a storage compartment with water and the new United noise cancelling headphones. The headphones are now branded with the United logo and are made by Meridian Audio. There is also a mirror behind the headphones. To our far right, we also have an extra light that can serve for reading. Behind us is our comfy Polaris seat. Comes with a seatbelt, branded with the United logo, and an adjustable headrest. To our left, we also have buttons that control our Polaris seat. We have a dial to turn the seat into a lie flat bed, a button to control the footrest, additional controls for the firmness of the seat, and buttons for the desk light and the do not disturb mode. To our slight left, we have an extra USB charging port. Let's take a look at the amenities and goodies that were at our seat on arrival. Worth noting, it was neatly organized and presented well. First up, we have a United Polaris branded pillow, which feels comfy and firm. A Saks Fifth Avenue blanket, a Saks Fifth Avenue cooling pillow, a Saks Fifth Avenue duvet, and a limited edition Brooks Brothers amenity kit. We'll see what's inside this amenity kit in a bit. And we also have the Polaris menu, which is filled with options for this flight's meals and beverages. Speaking of beverages, the pre-flight service begins with offerings of water or champagne. I opted for water. While boarding gets closer to departure, let's take a deep look at what's inside this limited edition amenity kit. Inside we have socks, a dental kit with a toothbrush and toothpaste, a pen, an eye shade, earplugs, soft tissues, and a tear-open skincare pouch to keep you refreshed, which contains a cleansing towelette, eye serum, lip balm, hydrating mist, and hand cream. And a nice amenity kit pouch that you can keep and reuse for something else. Boarding completes and the safety video begins to play. The jet bridge retracts. The lovely flight attendants then go through the cabin to remind everyone to buckle up. The cabin lights then go out as we begin to pull back to taxi. We ride past the Houston gates on our way towards the runway. Once we are close, we turn towards the runway. And then we speed up on the runway and participate in the miracle of flight, which I find to be beautiful every single time. Up in the air, the in-flight entertainment screen provides more than just entertainment. After selecting your language, you are brought to the itinerary of the flight. You have the option of selecting the mode of your in-flight entertainment device. But rest assured, you can change it at any time. The main page has new releases and different types of media to watch. But my favorite feature on the in-flight entertainment screen is by far the map. Highly interactive, the map shows you where you are in the world and how far you have remaining. Looks like we still have a ways to go to get to Buenos Aires. The in-flight service begins with a warm, wet towel. The crew then begins going down the aisle with the beverage cart. They are also kindly setting the tablecloths to prepare the table setting. The crew hands out warm snacks and asks for your beverage of choice. I'm a water, no ice kind of guy, but I had to get a lemon to be a little fancy. Looks good on the white tablecloth. I like talking to the crew, and they also give me a spare water bottle. Friendly crew. Service is extra attentive in Polaris business class as the crew begins going down the aisle once again with appetizers. I opted for the hummus and the baby arugula salad. In Polaris, United also allows you to select your bread from a bread basket, which I think is pretty nice. Next came the main entree, the delicious braised short rib. Comes with risotto and garlic green beans. Oh man, this was so good. It makes me hungry just thinking about it again. And it is all served with branded United silverware. After that delicious meal, the crew stops by to clean up. The cabin is pretty quiet and calm while the crew continues collecting plates. The crew then goes down the aisle with the dessert tray. Options include a sundae with customizable toppings or a cheese plate. I'm not that into sweets, so I opted for the cheese plate, which comes with granola and crackers, and a fresh new set of utensils. After dinner, the crew returned to clear the dishes and remove the white tablecloth. Then the cabin lights turned off, signifying it was time to get some rest. Each Polaris seat has a soft ambience light you can use without disturbing other passengers. But let's get some rest. One of the best parts of the Polaris seat is that it converts into a fully lay-flat bed. Here's how it works. Just push the seat control button towards the lie flat icon, and the seat will glide all the way down to a completely lie flat position. The entire seat can recline a full 180 degrees to really maximize sleep time. The friendly crew hands me another water bottle. Gotta stay hydrated. Hours later, we are awoken to a beautiful sunrise. Dawn of a new day. On the map, we can also see that we've made a lot of progress towards Argentina. The sunrise looks so nice as we continue our journey in South America. One nap later, and the shades are pulled down as the sun is up. On the map we can see we are getting closer to Buenos Aires. The cabin is awake as the crew begins preparations for breakfast. Service begins again with a warm, wet towel. Definitely feels great to wake up in the morning to this. For breakfast I opted for pancakes and cranberry sauce. It came with a croissant, fruits, butter, jelly, and yogurt, and branded United utensils. And just like that, we were officially in Argentina. Outside, Argentina is looking pretty nice. Sunny too. As the flight continues, we began getting closer to Buenos Aires. Inside, the cabin makes the announcements for the crew to prepare for arrival. The flight crew then begins their last walkthroughs to make sure everyone is buckled up. Seats are also asked to be upright and can be verified with a green indicator. As we get closer to the ground, and then approach our final descent into Argentina, we have officially landed. As we taxi to our gate, we taxi past several planes belonging to Argentina's largest airline. We also taxi past the Lufthansa plane. You're a long way from Germany, Mr. Plane. As the cabin turns off the fasten your seatbelt indicator, the cabin springs into action. We then began making our way to exit the cabin. With a thank you, we were off the plane and on the jet bridge. This is a very nice jet bridge. You could see the nice warm Argentinian sun greeting the morning. Once we left the jet bridge, it was time to head towards immigration. Our path was guided by clear signs on top, showing us where we needed to go. Or the other option is to just follow everyone else. That works too. First came passport control, where officers verified our identity and cleared us to enter the country. Then came a duty-free shopping area. Trying to get the tourists to buy things as quickly as possible, I see. Which led us to baggage claim. With nothing to declare, we zoomed past customs and made it to the check-in terminals of the Buenos Aires airport. The airport has tall ceilings and wide walkways that give it a really open feel. Rental cars, public transit, and rideshare services are available at the airport. Uber pickup spots are marked right outside the airport. And the moment finally came. It was time to explore Buenos Aires. Nobel-winning economist Simon Kuznets once said, "There are 4 types of economies in this world: developed, undeveloped, Japan, and Argentina." He said this to highlight how Argentina went from one of the world's wealthiest nations to decades of economic ups and downs. But behind that complicated history is a city full of beauty, culture, and life. Right in the heart of downtown is the Palace of the Argentinian National Congress, one of the most important buildings in Argentina. Here, Argentinian laws are debated, created, and passed. Nearby, you'll find an original rodent thinker. Argentina was one of the first countries outside of France to receive Rodin's work, and it sits here as a symbol of thought and democracy. The famous Buenos Aires Obelisk, built in 1936 to mark the 400th anniversary of Buenos Aires' founding. It is located on the 9th of January Avenue, remarked as the widest avenue in the world, with a size of up to 16 lanes of traffic. The United States has the White House, and Argentina has the Pink House. This iconic building is where Argentina's president works, and it overlooks May Plaza, the site of the country's biggest protests, celebrations, and political movements. And today it is the workplace of Argentina's current president, Javier Milei. A big fan of leather jackets and chainsaws, the Argentinian people jokingly gave their president a friendly nickname, the Wig, to commemorate his distinctive hairstyle. Despite the nickname, the hair is real. North of the city center is Buenos Aires' Chinatown. It's a lively area with blocks of Asian markets, street food, and restaurants. Recoleta Cemetery. The most famous cemetery in Argentina, it is the resting place for many notable Argentinians, and known for its Gothic and Art Deco tombs. Museum of the Fine Arts. Considered one of the most important in Latin America with over 12,000 works, the country's largest collection of Argentinian art, and an impressive lineup of European artists such as Goya, Monet, and Van Gogh. And yes, they even have an original Van Gogh. This is his windmill piece, painted in Paris in the late 1880s. Theatre Cologne, considered one of the best opera houses in the world for acoustics. La Bombonera Football Stadium, one of the most famous stadiums in the world where legends like Diego Maradona played. River Plate Stadium, the largest stadium in South America. Football is a way of life in Argentina, and no name is bigger here than Lionel Messi. Widely regarded as one of the greatest players in history and one of the most decorated athletes in professional football, Messi is a huge source of national pride in Argentina, and you'll find him everywhere in Buenos Aires. Besides tango and football, Argentinians love mate. It isn't a drink you can just casually buy in a store. It's a warm herbal drink that people share in a circle, usually among friends. My Argentinian friend showed me how to make it and how to drink it properly. It was my first time drinking mate, and I loved it. Thank you very much for watching the Houston to Buenos Aires trip report. Consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss the next flight. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment below, as all comments receive a personal response. You're a beautiful country, Argentina, and I can't wait to be back. And until then, I'll see you in the next trip.